Welcome back. New Zealand's opening batsmen complemented the efforts of their bowlers and thrashed Zimbabwe by 10 wickets to notch up their second World Cup win on Friday. Paceman Tim Southee led a disciplined New Zealand bowling show to skittle Zimbabwe for 162 runs in the Group A. Zimbabwe got off to a poor start with the run-out of opener Charles Coventry in the second over of the morning, and the New Zealand bowlers ensured their opponents never recovered. Opener Brendan Taylor, 44, put up some resistance and, along with Greg Lamb, added 40 runs for the sixth wicket, which helped Zimbabwe get past three figures. But Taylor fell to Scott Cyrus's medium pace before Prospero Utseo, with a gritty knock of 36, managed to take the African nation past the 150-run mark. The New Zealand openers, Martin Guptill, 86 not out, and Brendan McCullum, 76 not out, swatted away whatever Zimbabwe threw at them and reached the target in less than over 34 overs. Meanwhile, Jonathan Trott, batsman of the England cricket team, says they have 3 winnable league matches to go, so the team is optimistic about qualifying to the next round in the 2011 Cricket World Cup on Friday. Trott was hopeful England can pick themselves up from the shocking defeat against Ireland and qualify for the quarterfinals in the cricketing mega event. Andrew Strauss's team has 3 league matches left in the tournament, and they must win 2 of them to reach the quarterfinal stage.
I think you prepare for each one day with obviously your specific idea on how you want to go about playing the game, and obviously individually prepare the way that you see yourself and prepare for the things that might come at you in the game. So I think obviously each game you prepare a little bit differently, obviously for the opposition or the conditions. But I think last game is behind everyone, and we're looking forward to Sunday.
Citroën teammates Sebastian Ogier and Sebastian Loeb finished just over 2 seconds apart to claim the top 2 spots after the opening day of the stages at Rally Mexico in Guanajuato. Ogier completed the 8 stages in 1 hour, 24 minutes and 4.2 seconds, with Loeb just 1.6 seconds behind on the dry, dusty roads in central Mexico. Swedish rally winner and first driver on the stages, Mikko Hirvonen, could only place third, more than a minute behind Loeb, while Ford teammate Jari-Matti Latvala was a further 90 seconds behind in fourth after a puncture on stage 4 slowed him down. Little-known American Kyle Stanley returned to a 4 under 66 to knock Rory Sabatini from the top of the leaderboard on Friday and grab a one-shot lead after 2 rounds at the Honda Classic. Sabatini, one of the early starters, made the most of the slightly improved conditions, carding 7 birdies against a single bogey to rocket into the lead. Stanley mixed 6 birdies with 2 bogeys to get 6 under, 134, replacing Sabatini as the midway leader after the South African spent much of the day in top spot after a sizzling 6 under 64 to match the PGA National Champion course record. Basketball's most famous league created history in London on Friday, with thousands packing the O2 Arena for the first ever regular season NBA game held in Europe. While the New Jersey Nets beat the Toronto Raptors by 116 to 103, it was the experience of hosting such an event that had most of those who attended in awe. Fans began arriving at the O2 Arena in big numbers as early as 5 o'clock local time, some 3 hours before the tip-off, as they geared up for the action. The occasion was very much a night for not only British basketball to savour, but also the sport in the whole of Europe.
It's great for Europe, it's great for London. This is the venue for the semi-finals and the finals for the Olympics. It's great to have a real NBA experience here.
Brilliant. I mean, normally we get the exhibitions, but to have a game that means something, even though they're not doing that well, both sides, yeah, it's fantastic. Hopefully we'll get some more as well.
Sir Steve Redgrave, Great Britain's greatest Olympic champion, is due to visit the UAE on 7 and 8th of March to highlight 500 days to go on the journey to the 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Visiting in his capacity as the See Britain ambassador ahead of London's 2012, Sir Steve Redgrave will meet a host of sporting bodies in the UAE, including the National Olympic Committee and the Sports Council Board, as well as the members from the tourism and investment sectors. The Olympic champion will also visit school children in Abu Dhabi and Dubai to offer his personal experience of representing his country and winning gold at 5 consecutive Olympic Games between 1984 and 2000. And now for a change of pace, the Taste of Dubai in Media City has just finished cooking up a storm. Our correspondent Caroline Fernandez tantalised her taste buds, sampling food from all over the world, as well as getting a quick cooking lesson from the professionals.
If there's one thing the UAE is known for, it's multiculturalism. At any given time, you'll find yourself surrounded by tons of different accents. At Taste of Dubai, you're going to find a lot of different food. Come try some with us.
Because Dubai has such a globalized population, you can find food from practically every country here. China, Japan, Europe, India, and Thailand are just a few. At Taste of Dubai, local restaurants set up their booths to display desserts, meats, and concoctions we couldn't quite define. A chef from Momo's told us about pastilla, a hearty Moroccan meat pie that caught our eye.
Chicken pastilla. Pastilla is sweet and salt. Chicken and egg and onion, almond, sugar and salt. It's traditional in Morocco, sweet and salt together.
Momo's also made us one of my favorite desserts, berber pancakes. These are something between the traditional European crepe and the Western pancake, but sweeter and drizzled with honey and butter. Sometimes it's easy to eat a dish all the time and never find out how it's actually made. Though it was difficult to walk around this foodie heaven without trying everything in sight, we wanted to speak with Chef Ali Hussein from Nafura and learn about an Arabic dish that we could make at home. Everyone is familiar with fattoush, but you might not realize how simple it is to whip up at home. Combine cucumber, tomatoes, onions, lettuce, mint, parsley, lemon juice, and some dried pita bread, and you're on your way. Add some salt, pepper, sumac, olive oil, and pomegranate juice, and you've got a salad in less than a half hour. Serve this with a cheese or za'atar manakish, and it's a full meal. And, of course, anyone who's ever eaten dinner at an Arab house knows you can't leave without having a date and coffee, and maybe a piece of baklava or two. Caroline Fernandez, 7 National News.
And Britain's biggest coal-fired powered station is also the country's biggest emitter of the greenhouse gas CO2. But it has another claim to fame. It burns more biomass than any other power station in the world. Drax Power Station in the north of England burned 1 million tonnes of biomass last year, generating 12% of its electricity. Drax has invested more than $130 million in biomass infrastructure, including this automated pelleting plant. But farming for energy is a controversial and growing activity, helping to push up world food prices, according to critics. While there is much attention focused on the green credentials of solar, wind and wave power as possible solutions to the world's search for a clean energy supply, it seems the established electricity industry is already cleaning up its act, with a fuel found in abundance the world over.
We are a coal-fired power station. We want to contribute to moving towards a low-carbon economy. And we see biomass as a way to do that. Carbon capture and storage as well may have a role, but we see that as 5 and 10 years down the road. And if you're trying to reduce CO2 today urgently, then this is a good way to do it.
And with that, let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. Before we head out, let's take a look at the top stories again. 2 people drown in rough seas. Ministry of Health moves to further enhance medical qualifications. And oil prices continue to rise. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, please feel free to get in touch with us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04 367 2230, and do join our Facebook page. But from the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.